It now gives me great pleasure to ask Elton Ash, our regional executive vice president, to take the stage, and he's got some words for you. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to once again welcome you here to Victoria and to our 29th annual convention. You know, we really view this conference as the most important function that we put on here in Western Canada each year. It gives us the opportunity to communicate to you the new programs and services. And you heard Margaret allude a little earlier to the new mobile technology, the mobile app that's out there, and how we're just receiving a tremendous positive consumer response to that technology. It gives you the opportunity to network, meet new friends, make new acquaintances, build those referral contacts. You know, when I joined RE/MAX back in 1984, back when it was, what's a RE/MAX? No one had ever heard of us back in those days. I had one single goal for joining RE/MAX, and the reason I joined this new upstart company, because I felt that there was some potential there. And that if I could earn my desk fee with RE/MAX referrals, I worked for free. It was better than 100%, heck. And sure enough, I can tell you over the years selling in Saskatoon and later in Penticton that I made far more than just my desk fees with RE/MAX referrals. So the convention gives you the ideal opportunity to make those referral contacts. And then, of course, to hone your skills, hear the professional speakers, and hear your fellow sales associates about how they do business. All of this which comes together to really increase your bottom line profitability. And equally important, it gives all of us the opportunity to get together, celebrate our personal and collective successes that we have all enjoyed over this past year. So I really want to take this opportunity to thank each of you for your commitment and enthusiasm to come here to Victoria and take part in the conference. We know it's a financial investment to do so. It takes time out of your busy personal lives to come and attend, but it really is great to see all of you here. Now, as you know, we have substantially changed the format of the conference this year, and we've received some comments on that already. You know, one thing about RE/MAX, it's always interactive, right? We're never shy to share our opinions. But you know, so far, from a general point of view, it has worked very well. A lot of people don't understand, when we say we've had attendance of 895, for example, here in Victoria, that was probably 14 or 15 years ago. This room was packed. We had to open up the back doors. We had tables. The regional staff, we ate our dinner in a side room over here because it was standing room only. But you know, at that conference, we had less than 400 full registered delegates. Those were people that came. So when you hear these numbers, at Calgary a number of years ago, we had 1,100 at dinner. We had around 450 full registered delegates. So when we're in those large centers, you hear some of these numbers. Well, this year, 550 fully registered delegates. It's one of the largest registered conference delegates we've ever had. So whether it's a shortened 2 days or just a celebration of the great year that we've had, I'm not really sure, but we're certainly happy to see this number of people with us. Next year's conference is going to be different again. I hate to change things all the time. You know, change is difficult sometimes, but next year's going to be different again. We're going to have one education day, we're going to have one motivation day, and then we're going to have one celebration day. And you'll be able to pick and choose which one of those days you want to attend. So we continue to build and try to revitalize each year with the product that we present to you for our events. We've always been very proud that we are a grassroots-driven organization. Over the years, the majority of programs and services that we have really come from you guys as our membership. And so we'll continue to look forward to work with your input to develop and present the best events possible. Now, many of you will remember the days when all we had was a yellow pad of paper to describe what a RE/MAX was. You know, those were fun days. We were the renegades of the industry. We were doing wild and crazy things, pushing the envelope, having these $100,000 cash giveaways and get called up to the real estate boards and get fined. And I mean, we were radical We were doing wild and crazy things. We promoted ourselves. There wasn't much money there to promote the brand. But by promoting ourselves, we did indirectly promote the brand, just as you do today. We were indeed the top producers in our communities. We had to work hard to serve our customers and our clients as the economy's changed. And that has never really changed from the RE/MAX organization's point of view. Certainly in my time, recessions have come and gone. Prices have gone up and down, and if you're in Vancouver, it's just a constant roller coaster. But over those years, prices have gone up far more than they've ever come down. The Competition Bureau has always been there. The Prohibition Order of 1989, to the RE/MAX Advertising Order of 2004, to the 2010 CREA Accord, and now to the Toronto Real Estate Board investigation and the charges and the tribunal that's going to be taking place here in the next few months. Despite all of this, you know, the Competition Bureau has some misplaced sense of what competition is in our business. They really don't understand. Now, do any of you get up in the morning and feel that you're not out there competing each day for your business? Well, of course not. So it simply baffles me how the commissioner, sitting there in some office in Ottawa, really lives in some netherworld, some other dimension. They really don't, and nor have they taken the time to really understand the real estate industry and the service that we provide to the consumer. But you know, despite all that, and despite whatever decision the tribunal reaches, and of course, and I'm sure if you've read REM magazine, there's been several articles, with whatever decision is reached, it's going to carry on for years yet. That's typical of the court system. Despite whatever decision is made, it really will not change our business in any dramatic or significant way. However, I do have a concern that I feel will affect our business far more than any other situation out there. And that concern is really in the way we each view our role in assisting consumers in buying and selling the most important asset, their home. Our success in real estate sales is not based on being the keeper of the MLS or home sales data. Our success is in the interpretation of that data for the consumer and in delivering a valuable service in pricing, marketing, negotiating, consulting with them, due diligence to completion, and after-sale service for the seller. And then getting the homeowner the best price in the shortest time with the fewest problems. For the buyer, it's in understanding their needs and desires, the demographics, the neighborhood information, mortgage requirements, market activity, social interactive dynamics, negotiating the best deal, due diligence to completion of that sale, and then the after-sale service to that buyer. Now, none of these services have anything to do with protecting the data. They have everything to do with the true value a consumer is looking for from you as sales associates. The true value and services you bring to the consumer. Now, later this afternoon, Elaine Langout, our Director of Regional Advertising, will be presenting to you some very interesting information from a consumer survey that we just finished conducting here in Canada with RE/MAX Ontario Atlantic Canada. The Consumer Direct Survey certainly proved to us that the Canadian consumer views RE/MAX as the leading real estate organization in the country by a huge margin. And more importantly, they value the experience you bring to the table. The highest values consumers look for in selecting an agent is reliability, trust, and knowledge in that order. In all three categories, as you can see from the graph up on behind me, in all three categories, you as RE/MAX Realtors blew the competition completely away. And over the years, our brand building image, combined with your ethical and professional approach, has developed the most trusted real estate brand in Canada. Now, having said that, are we starting to take some of these things for granted? I am starting to witness some disturbing work habit trends in our membership. The main one being a lack of customer face-to-face relationship building exposure. And we have really experienced this at the regional office in the type of consumer complaint that we receive. The majority of our complaints, and thankfully we don't receive a lot of them, but the majority involve a situation where something was communicated over the telephone or by email, not fully understood by the customer, and then not followed up by the sales associate. This has been especially true when dealing with contracts, whether that's a listing or a sales agreement. We are seeing way too many instances of sales associates sending a contract by email, expecting the consumer to view it, sign it, then send it back, maybe with a telephone conversation. This is simply unprofessional and purely bad business. I see too many sales associates using technology with the mistaken idea of being more efficient by replacing belly-to-belly relationship building opportunities. Certainly it can be done, but at a time when the consumers are looking at and questioning full-service brokerages and the fees that come with that, you had better well be justifying those fees by delivering a customer service experience that is second to none. And at that point, any internet-based, mere-posting, no-service realtor will go out of business, or at the very least come and go as they always have. So when it comes to competing with these posting discounters, we as a full-service brokerage operation offer much more value. And in all of this, in all of the debate that we've heard over this, it seems to really rage over the data. And as I mentioned earlier, we offer so much more than just the way to advertise a home on a website to sell the consumer's home. Last October, I received a phone call from a Toronto Star reporter. Now, this was back when the tribunal had first been appointed and there was lots of press going on at that point. So he called me asking me, you know, number one, our commission's negotiable, and we must be losing a lot of business to some of these mere new discount companies that are out there. Now, of course, this is in Toronto, the center of the universe, and things happen out there differently than they do in Western Canada. I mean, in Vancouver, we've had mere posters for a number of years. It's never really been a big issue. So I had to educate him a little bit. So I responded to him. I thought the best way to really respond to him is to give him an example of the kind of service a RE/MAX sales associate provides to a home seller. So I gave him this example. I said to the reporter, now let's say Mr. and Mrs. Home Seller call me to come by and discuss selling their home. I prepare for the appointment by doing some preliminary work ahead of time with what information I have available that I can find through various ways, especially if it was listed before through the solds data and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of initially prepared before I get to their table that evening. Later, sitting at the kitchen table, Mr. Seller might ask me if I will reduce my commission to get their business. They're obviously talking to other people. So I respond, I would consider it. But to do so, I would have to reduce some of my services to them. So let's take a look at those services. First, there's the interpretation of the data we're looking at tonight for sales, solds, and expireds that together with you, we will determine the best price for the home to be competitive in the current marketplace. Second, we have my marketing plan, which will include web advertising with our new mobile technology with augmented reality that Noel's going to be telling you about a little bit later, our MLS, highlight sheets, social media presence, virtual tour development, open houses, newspaper ads, home staging with our RE/MAX Fit to Sale program, buyer viewing coordination, and enrollment into our exclusive RE/MAX Tranquility program. All the while, communicating with you as a home seller what the results of our advertising program has been, along with feedback from home showings and realtor previews. Then we have the negotiations. When an offer is received on your home, my skill in negotiating will get you the best price and terms. After we've got the offer, there's due diligence, making sure the mortgage is approved in a timely manner, arranging the appraisal inspection, property inspection, putting all that together for you. Then once conditions are removed, we've got follow-up from our conveyancing department to your lawyer, liaising with the buyer's agent, coordinating other buyer's visits, answering questions. Maybe they want to know the window sizes for drapes or appliances, and then assisting you with moving out of your home. And then, of course, we have possession with delivery of the keys on the assurance that all the monies are in and received. And then the after-sale follow-up with you. So now, Mr. Seller, which one of these groupings of services or individual services do you not want me to do, understanding that if I don't do them, your home will likely sell for less? Or you have to get someone else, which may mean yourselves, to do those jobs or pay someone like a lawyer. So after I explained all that, the reporter had no debate over the value of the full-service brokerage that comes to the consumer. Now back to the customer. Now back to the customer relationship. I am in no means saying that social media, email, web forums, or any of those tools aren't good. They are tremendous aids in helping us do our business on a day-to-day basis. But the key to this is do not let yourselves fall into the trap of less is more. Never forget what makes us successful as salespeople in the first place. Sales skills to close a deal, help our customers realize that this is the right home for them. Negotiation skills that sell or get them the home that they so dearly want. And then our human relation skills that develop customers for life and the referrals that that will bring. The bottom line to all this is that we will have great economies and we'll have recessions. We will always have the Competition Bureau there doing investigations, and there'll be accords and agreements. There will always be low-fee competitors out there. We are ultimately in control of our own success. Keeping your attitude positive and constantly honing your business skills will keep you and us as the brand at the top of the real estate profession. Our brand will continue to dominate. Smart, integrated planning and execution will place us at the forefront of the consumers' and realtors' minds. We will continue to be the innovator and unquestionable leader in the real estate profession. You are each a leader in each of your profession, in each of your day-to-day jobs that you do. Thank you for everything that you do in providing the superior service and achieving the sales success the consumer, as demonstrated by our survey, has come to expect of the RE/MAX organization. So similar to last year, we've got a couple of microphones out in the aisles, and they'll turn up the house lights here, to take any questions that you might have from the floor. And if you're shy, you can email rdquestion@remax.ca, and I haven't met a shy RE/MAX person yet, but and there's one now, it's not shy. So I've got a monitor up here which will describe any emails that come in. There's one there, but let's start with the microphone. And your name and office, please.
I am Darren Day from Victoria, BC. Welcome. Glad everybody came with RE/MAX Camosun.
Great.
I happily joined. I've been in real estate about 20 years, joined RE/MAX about a year and a half ago, and it's a great brand and a great organization. And all I was going to say is, Elton, that was a great presentation. You just said, I want that dialogue that on my next listing appointment. I love that.
Absolutely.
So if you get that out, that'd be perfect.
I can, I have it on my iPad. I can email it easily, and we can put it up. Yes, another microphone over there. Yeah.
Yes, Colette Gerber, RE/MAX Select in Vancouver.
Hi, Colette.
Hi. I love statistics, and you just had that graph up there with the results of that survey. There are times that I want to know what sales percentage RE/MAX has in, say, the Lower Mainland of Vancouver compared to other realtors, other brands and such. Where can I find that?
Where can you find the market share graphs for various markets across the country?
Any kind of statistics.
Well, the market share graphs are all available on Main Street. And so and we're just collecting or finishing 2011 stats right now. So you could just do a keyword search, market share, Western Canada, or the specific name of the community will pop up. Other statistics, and Elaine will be getting into some of the Synovate Ipsos Reid survey stuff that we've been doing. We're going to be putting together a full sort of presentation in that regard. And we have to be a little bit careful. The contract we have with Synovate, and this was the same survey they did in the US, we can't mention the source, Synovate Consumer Survey, for example. And so we have to package it in a manner that you can use, and we're working on that now, so absolutely. One question that I was asked before and we were talking about this with the Synovate survey when I was out in the audience earlier this afternoon, and that is one of the other interesting things that we really found with the Synovate survey is the way that you communicate with the consumer. And that a lot of us aren't communicating to the consumer in the way that they want to be communicated with. This is probably truer for those of us that are a little bit older. So the one piece of useful information from that we can gain is that always ask your customer and client how they want to be communicated with, whether that's email, telephone, snail mail, you know, it's what they want. They're the customer. You know, it's one thing that really came through in the survey is that we as an organization are not communicating to them as effectively as we should be and in the way that they want to be communicated with. So, yeah, question there?
Hi, my name is Greg Hamry from RE/MAX in Ottawa. Very delighted to be at my first.
Hey, Greg.
Very delighted to be at my first Western Awards convention. It is first class, and that's what I've heard over the years, and it's just a wonderful event. I had the opportunity this week to take over an unsuccessful mirrored listing. And the topics that you brought up today and the steps that we go through, I think sometimes we take for granted that we do that. And we take for granted that that's what our competition must be doing. I had some Asian people. They were from China, actually, and she was from Taiwan. And, you know, there was a bit of a language barrier, and they were just not treated properly. And in the days that led up to the listing going on MLS and the staging that happened and the interaction with my team, their eyes were just so large. They just couldn't believe what we were doing. And they just had no expectation of what kind of service they really could get from a top selling and a top servicing style of agent, and that's what we offer. And I think that your dialogue there was so fantastic. I made a note to try and nail that down and make sure that I'm not forgetting to point out those details in every presentation I do, because I mean there's such a difference between a no service and a full service, and you know I'm proud to be a RE/MAX agent beyond that full service.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for your comments. Derek's here giving me the hook. You know, back in 1981, when I first became licensed as a realtor, there were discount companies. There was the Help You Sells. Have always been around. And all this is a different method, you know, and as an industry, of course, we have had, sometimes kicking and screaming and dragging us into it, we have had to change the way that we do business. And the consumer is ultimately king, and information empowers. So never be scared to share the information and use that information, because what we truly bring to the table is the interpretation of that data to the consumer's best interests, and then we all provide the service that they are truly looking for. We didn't become Canada's most trusted realtor from Reader's Digest survey through no fault. I mean, we worked hard for that by giving the consumer what they want, and that's purely what we're going to continue doing. Thank you. It's time for me to go, so have a great conference.